Let's pray. Almighty God, who in your wisdom and goodness have appointed the offices of leaders and legislative assemblies for the welfare of society and the just government of the people, we beseech you to behold with our abundant favor as your servants, whom we have been pleased to call to the performance of important trust in this republic. Let your blessings descend upon us here assembled, and grant that we treat and consider all matters that shall come under our deliberations into just and faithful a manner as to promote your honor and glory, and to advance the peace, prosperity, and welfare of our country and of those whose interest you have committed to our church. Amen. Next order, clerk.
Order number 1, administration of oath.
Next order.
Order number 2, communication from the chair.
Next order.
Order number 3, messages.
Next order.
Order number 4, petitions.
Next order.
Order number 5, papers.
Next order.
Order number 6, notice of motion.
Next order.
Order number 7, statements.
May I call upon Honorable Minority Leader to proceed and read the statement.
Thank you, Honorable Speaker. My name is Judas Ndawa, the MCA representing the great people of Matu. Honorable Speaker, the House Business Committee met today, 29th November 2022, to prioritize business for the House pursuant to the provision of the Standing Order number 151, Sub-Order 6D. The committee balloted and reorganized business for the House business as follows. Tuesday afternoon, 29th November 2022. Motion on approval of report of selection committee investigating the proposed removal from office of the chairperson, the secretary, and the 2 members of the County Public Service Board. Number 2, by Honorable Stephen Mwande, and that is continuation of the business which was there in the morning plenary. B of it, motion on the petition to the National Assembly on the establishment of Ward Development Fund, which is supposed to be moved by the majority leader. Item number C is motion on development of the agricultural inputs, distribution and issuance policy. It's going to be prosecuted by Honorable Charles Mbova, MCA Kangundo West Ward. Then the last item is adjournment of the House by Honorable Majority Leader Nicholas Zioka. Thank you, Madam Speaker.
Thank you, Minority Leader. Next order.
Order number 8, approval of the report of Select Committee investigating the proposed removal from office of the chairperson, the secretary, and the 2 members of the County Public Service Board of Machakos.
Honorable members, on this one, I would like to bring to your attention that you had earlier requested for more time to read the report. The House Business has considered the motion and noting its nature, balloted for its continuation this afternoon. And I want to believe that you had an opportunity to go through the report. Therefore, I want to invite you straight away to debate this motion. Members, it is your floor to debate the motion. Members, it's your floor.
Point of information, Madam Speaker.
Proceed.
Thank you, Madam Speaker. As requested during the morning session, members request to be given ample time to go through the report, of which I believe members have gone through. So I would suggest, since members have gone through the report, I would request that you allow the chairperson to take us through the recommendation so that we can have highlights of the content. Thank you, Madam Speaker.
Yeah, I think that is important, very important. Mheshimiwa Kavyu.
Thank you, Madam Speaker. Maybe I would like to seek your guidance. In the morning, the minority leader requested for extension of the morning session, which you granted at the same time. So could you guide us on why the business was terminated before even the time was concluded and the report was still being read? That has never happened anywhere in a parliamentary setup.
Point of information, Madam Speaker.
Okay. Proceed,
Thank you, Madam Speaker. I requested that members be given the report to read and also for the reballoting of the business for this afternoon. So I'm just informing the member that it is on my request for members to be given the report to read on their own and the House Business Committee to reballot that the Speaker was able to do. Thank you, Madam Speaker.
Mheshimiwa Mwanga.
Madam Speaker, your ruling was very clear that the majority leader had requested for time for members to go and read the report. When you have opened for the members to debate, none has raised his or her hand, which means these members have already read the report. It is my request to go to the next step on this report. When the majority leader is saying that the more of the motion reads the recommendation, what for? And the members have read the report. Let's not waste a lot of time. Let's go to the next stage. Thank you.
Maybe the honorable member could clarify that point.
Thank you, Madam Speaker. I will not go that route. I'll just go direct to contribution on the business before the House. Because I've read and I've understood the business. Honorable Speaker, I will start by, yes, the report. I will start by saying that I totally agree with the report as presented to us by the Select Committee. Again, Honorable Speaker, the reason why I'm totally agreeing on the report, the issues raised here are pertinent issues. And Honorable Speaker, we have two issues here. We have criminal element and we have civil element. Honorable Speaker, when you talk about these commissioners, the commissioners and the secretary, the secretary to the board. Honorable Speaker, it is a duty of every Kenyan assigned a certain task to do his or her duty with what we call due diligence. There is no way one will assume that he can do or he can manage the affairs of this county assembly as if it's a personal business. Honorable Speaker, the board before the House now is a board which is mandated by the county to manage the affairs of the human resource in this county. And Honorable Speaker, from what we have read from the report, some commissioners are trying to harass some of our employees sexually, which is against the constitution of this country. Honorable Speaker, the issues here, it is clear that there is gross violation of the constitution. If you are supposed to employ people, it is mandatory that you must advertise. You must give out an advert so that members can be able to read and know that you have intention to employ. Then step number 2, Honorable Speaker, those interested will be given time to apply. Then from there, Honorable Speaker, the other step is issue of shortlisting. You check whether this person has what is required. Then from there, members of those who are interested will be called for interview. Honorable Speaker, we have seen from the report that these procedures are not followed by the said board. And that is why I'm standing here firmly to say that today the board must go home because they have not done what they are supposed to be doing. Honorable Speaker, the other issue that I'm raising here is that the issue before the House. 80% of it lies under what we call tort. Honorable Speaker, a tort is a civil wrong. And in law of tort, we are concerned with 3 things. Item number 1 is defamation. Item number 2 in the law of tort is trespass. And item number 3, and that is the last one, is what we call negligence. Honorable Speaker, I want to talk about trespass. And I want to talk about defamation. I just dwell on the issue of negligence. Honorable Speaker, negligence is either by omission or commission. You are given a certain task to perform, and you fail to do that task. That is negligence. You are given a certain task to perform, and you do it wrongly. That is negligence. Honorable Speaker, I've seen the committee recommended that these people be removed from the office. I'm also recommending that after removing from the office, they must be prosecuted for the mistake that they did in office. We have seen a lot of resources have been paid to people who have not worked. And that one means that the county is losing a lot of resources. These people need to be surcharged for the allowances that they drew, which they were not qualifying to draw such allowances. Honorable Speaker, I totally agree with the report. And finally, Honorable Speaker, I wanted to go on record. This morning, some honorable members from this house were ditching out monies to other honorable, trying to bribe them so that they can shoot down the motion. Honorable Speaker, when I was elected by my 2 residents, they did not send me here to get me bribes from anybody. And I must do my work. And I cannot request for consideration for something that I'm paid for. Honorable Speaker, that is a very big shame to those who are trying to bribe us. 200,000. You are trying to offer me 200,000 for what? I'm satisfied with the little salary that I get from this assembly. So the little 200,000 that you have, that you are giving us, take it to whoever gave you, or you take it to your wife. And forget about these honorable members. Honorable Speaker, if we don't take charge, the reputation of this house is going to be tarnished, and we are not going to allow this. Honorable Speaker, I support and I request honorable members to agree with the report so that we can move to the next step. Thank you, Honorable Speaker.
Thank you, Honorable Mheshimiwa Ndawa. Mheshimiwa Kaviu, you want to say something? No. No. Okay. Mheshimiwa Maitha.
Thank you, Madam Speaker. This is an house of procedure, Madam. A motion was brought before this house. Extension was sought. It was granted. A report was brought in the floor of the house this morning. Extension for the same for members to read and understand was brought. It was granted. And we have gone through the report, Madam Speaker. The reason as to why these reports are circulated are for members to go and read. The only issue that is pending before this house, Madam Speaker, is to adopt the recommendations by the committee. We cannot go ahead, as requested by Honorable Monga, to go and proceed with the other business of doing what is ahead. We have funds to expedite on the issue of adopting the reports, the recommendations of the committee. So without much of ado, as the Honorable members already said, reading the mood of the House, Madam Speaker, let us give the mover of the motion, even before we give the mover of the motion, Madam Speaker. Standing order number 65 is very clear. Let the mover come and read the recommendations. The accused have a right, as I was told in orders, to respond to the same. And I want to thank one honorable chairman for the County Public Service Board for finding it wise to withdraw and avoid discussion of his name before this house, Madam Speaker. One book written about Africa's enigma. In Africa, we prefer exporting cotton and buying new-made clothes. We prefer exporting local coffee and import processed coffee at a very high rate. The Honorable Chair for County Public Service Board decided to save tending of his name before this house for discussion by withdrawing his name. I salute him. The rest who accepted to have their names discussed here, I now request that the mover of this motion comes, gives us the recommendations, we adopt them, for we have gone through the report, and then we do the necessary. We cannot go ahead before adopting the report, Madam Speaker. I support the report because I have read it, and it clearly outlines the ills that this county has gone through. We have been speaking about this issue way back from the first assembly. The second assembly, we cannot make a mistake, the third that assembly, at the beginning, at the inception, and go ahead and accept the same to continue. I support this report and request your indulgence, Mr. Speaker. You call the mover of this motion, give the recommendations. Once the recommendations are adopted by the House, then the complainants or the accused can come here to reply. If not, we proceed to the next motion. Thank you, Madam Speaker. I support.
Thank you, Mheshimiwa. And I would request the mover to come actually and give us the recommendations. I think it is important. It's important we have the recommendations read out. Yes. Thank you.
Thank you, Madam Speaker. Once again, I'm Honorable Stephen Mwande, representing the great people of Ekalakala. Honorable Speaker, I will start with the recommendations of the Select Committee having executed its mandate under Section 58(5) of the County Governments Act 2012 and Standing Order 62 of the County Assembly of Machakos Standing Orders, has found out that the charges of serious violation of the Constitution, County Government Act 2012, Public Officers Act 2012, and other laws and gross misconduct have been substantiated and recommends to the House to approve the removal from office of Mr. Onesmus Muya Mutesia, Secretary of Machakos County Public Service Board. It should also approve the removal from office of Mrs. Celia Binya Sereka, member of Machakos County Public Service Board, and approve the removal from office Mrs. Stella Dinda Mudoka, member of the Machakos County Public Service Board. Further, the committee recommends that all the irregular promotions be revoked, all the beneficiaries of irregular recruitment and promotion be surcharged accordingly, and thereto all recommendations of the Second Assembly contained in a report tabled and approved on the 4th May 2022 on allegations of corruption, abuse of office by some members of the County Public Service Board, and further
further investigations should be carried out for all recruitment and promotion done from the financial year 2021-2022 up to date. Then E, the County Public Service Board should be held accountable for malpractices contrary to Section 22 of the Public Officers Ethics Act 2003. Thank you, Madam Speaker.
Thank you. Honorable members, pursuant to Standing Order numbers 64-3, I call upon the persons being removed from office to answer the issues raised in the debate and also in the report. For each person, I want to allocate 5 minutes. We start with Mr. Onesmus Muya Mutisia, followed by Ms. Cecilia Mbinya Sereka, and finally, Ms. Stella Ndinda Mudhoka, in that order. Are they available? But they had been invited? Yes. Okay. Then in their absence, I proceed and assume there is no response because they are not present. I now call upon the mover of the motion to reply.
Thank you, Honorable Speaker. Thank you, Honorable Members. Madam Speaker, this report has got all information required by anybody, by any person who feels aggrieved. It's a good report that I can stand and say that it is the best. It has recommendations that are touching the second assembly of this House, which required this County Public Service Board to report in this Honorable House within 60 days, which, Honorable Speaker, it did not do. The same board was required to report back to this House within 30 days on the recommendations of the second assembly, Madam Speaker, and the board did not report anything to this Honorable House. It is a board that has been working on its own and probably having their own reports that they've never been submitting documents required by this Honorable House. So thank you, Honorable Speaker.
Thank you, Honorable Deputy Speaker. Thank you very much. Honorable members, Section 58(5) of the County Government Act 2012, I believe, provides that the members of the board may only be removed from office on grounds set out for the removal of members of a constitutional commission under Article 251(1) of the Constitution, and B, by a vote of not less than 75% of all the members of the County Assembly. Honorable members, pursuant to this provision of the County Government Act 2012, the voting on this question will be by roll call voting. Standing Order 69(4) provides that when the doors have been locked and the bar drawn and the names of the tellers have been announced, the Speaker shall put the question again and direct that the clerk to call out the names of the members in alphabetical order in the presence of the tellers. Further, the Standing Order 69(5) provides that when called out, each member shall thereupon rise in his or her place and declare assent or dissent to the question in the following manner: I vote yes, or I vote no, or I abstain, or use the appropriate sign language. I now put the question. that pursuant to provisions of Section 58(5) of the County Government Act 2012 and Standing Order number 6211, this House approves the report of the Select Committee investigating the allegations on the removal from office of Mr. George Kioko Luka and Mr. Onesimus Muya Mutisia as chairpersons and secretary of Machakos County Public Service Board, respectively, Ms. Cecilia Mbinya Sereka and Ms. Stella Ndinda Mudhoka as members of the Machakos County Public Service Board on the grounds of serious violation of the Constitution, gross misconduct, and resolves to recommend to the governor the removal from office of 1, Mr. Onesimus Muya Mutisia, the Secretary of Machakos County Public Service Board, on grounds of serious violation of Constitution, County Government Act 2012, Public Officers Act 2012, and other laws and gross misconduct. 2, Ms. Cecilia Mbinya Sereka, member of Machakos County Public Service Board, on grounds of serious violation of the Constitution, County Government Act 2012, Public Officers Act 2012, and other laws and gross misconduct. 3, Ms. Stella Ndinda Mudhoka, member of the Machakos County Public Service Board, on grounds of serious violation of the Constitution, County Government Act 2012, Public Officers Act, and other laws and gross misconduct. Clerk, may you... When now voting, because we have come to start voting, when voting, you'll vote 3 times, mention the name of each person, then vote. That is, you stand up, vote 3 times. Say yes, 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 for so-and-so, or no, 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 something like that. The clerks will be recording and ticking against your names. So therefore, now I call upon the clerk to call out the names of the honorable members. Then we proceed.
Honorable Stephen Mwandi.
Madam Speaker, I vote yes for the first member, I vote yes for the second, and I vote yes for the third member. Thank you.
Honorable Nicholas Nzioka Kitavi.
Madam Speaker, for the removal of Onesimus Moya, I vote yes. For the removal of Cecilia Mbinya, I vote yes. And for the removal of Stella Ndinda Mudhoka, I vote yes.
Honorable members, be guided by the report that you have. The names are with you. And please just mention the names so that it will go on record. Honorable Judas Ndawambili.
Thank you, Honorable Speaker. For Onesimus Moya, I vote yes. For Cecilia, I vote yes. And for the Stella, I vote yes. Kioko Luga, I'm not going to vote for him because he has resigned.
Honorable Jackson Wambua Ndaka.
Madam Speaker, for Stella Ndinda, I vote yes. For Onesimus, I vote yes. And for Cecilia, I vote yes.
Honorable Raphael Zau Laki.
Thank you, Madam Speaker, and I'm speaking in capital letters. For Honorable Onesimus Muya Mutisia, yes. Cecilia Mbinya Sereka, yes. Stella Ndinda Mudhoka, yes.
Honorable Francis Kavyu Wambua.
Madam Speaker, for Mr. George Kioko Luka, I vote no. Mr. Onesimus Muia Mutisia, I vote no. For Ms. Cecilia Mbinya Sereka, I vote no. And finally, for Ms. Stella Ndinda Mudhoka, I vote no.
May I make some correction? We are not voting for Luka Kioko George. He resigned in the morning and we adopted that report of resignation. Thank you, members.
Honorable Evelyn Zeki Nguli.
Thank you, Madam Speaker. For removal of Mr. Onesimus Muia Mutisia, I vote yes. Ms. Cecilia Mbinya Sereka, I vote yes. Ms. Stella Ndinda Mudhoka, I vote yes.
Honorable D. Kivuva Mutisia.
Thank you, Madam Speaker. For our county women to be safe, I vote yes for removal of Onesimus Mutisia. For our wage bill to come down, I vote yes for the removal of Cecilia Mbinya Sereka. And for Madam Mwavinya to continue governing very good, I vote out Stella Ndinda Mudhoka. Waende nyumbani. Thank you.
Honorable Gideon Sol Kavu.
Thank you, Madam Speaker. For Onesimus Muia Mutisia, I vote yes. For Madam Cecilia Mbinya, I vote yes. And for Stella Ndinda Mudhoka, I vote yes.
Honorable Frederick Muia Kitetu.
Thank you, Madam Speaker. For Onesimus Muia Mutisia, I vote yes. Number 2, for Cecilia Mbinya Sereka, I also vote yes. And finally, for Mrs. Stella Ndinda Mudhoka, I also vote yes.
Honorable Alphonse Yoka Mutinda.
Thank you, Madam Speaker. My results as voting are as follows. Mr. Onesimus Muia Mutisia, I vote yes. Mrs. Cecilia Mbinya Sereka, I vote yes. And Ms. Stella Ndinda Mudhoka, I vote yes.
Honorable Anastasia Mutevu Nundu.
Yes. Thank you so much, Madam Speaker. For Onesimus Muia, I vote yes. Cecilia Sereka, I vote yes. And Stella Ndinda, I vote yes.
Honorable Ann Dilo Denya.
Thank you, Madam Speaker. For the removal of Mr. Onesimus Muia Mutisia due to gender-based violence and transaction sex, I vote yes. For Ms. Cecilia Mbinya Sereka, for a removal, I vote yes. And for Ms. Stella Ndinda Mudhoka, for a removal, I vote yes. Thank you.
Honorable Benjamin Chule Kinyungu.
Thank you, Madam Speaker. For Onesimus Muia Mutisia, I vote yes. Miss Cecilia Mbinya Sereka, I vote yes. And Miss Stella Ndinda Mudhoka, I vote yes. Thank you, Madam Speaker.
Honorable Boniface Katiti Chalo.
Thank you, Madam Speaker. Because it seems even the gods of mountains and caves have already decided these people must go home. For Mr. Onesimus Mutisia, I vote yes. For Ms. Cecilia Mbinya Sereka, I vote yes. For Stella Dinda Mudhoka, I vote yes.
Honorable Boniface Musimi Maeke.
Asante sana, na huu ndio mwelekeo ambao naenda kupiga kura kwa ajili ya mjadala ulio mbele yetu. Kwa ajili ya kudhulumiwa kwa watu ambao wako na haki zao, Mr. George Kioko Luka, Samani Onesimus Muya, nasema la kwa report. Mrs. Cecilia Mbinya la, na Mrs. Stella Ndinda Mudhoka nasema la.
Honorable Caroline Mutuku Ndinda.
Thank you, Madam Speaker. And with my full chest, I vote Mr. Onesimus Muya, no. Ms. Cecilia Mbinya, no. And Ms. Stella Ndinda, no. With the full chest.
Honorable Catherine Muya Mutio.
Thank you, Madam Speaker. For Onesimus Muya Mutisia, I vote yes. For Cecilia Mbinya Sereka, I vote yes. For Miss Stella Ndinda Mudhoka, I vote a big yes.
Honorable Catherine Wambua Che.
Thank you, Madam Speaker. For the removal of Onesimus Muya Mutisia, I vote yes. Mrs. Cecilia Mbinya Sereka, I vote yes. Stella Ndinda Mudhoka, I vote yes.
Honorable Charles Muli Mbuva.
Thank you, Madam Speaker. For Onesimus Muya, I vote yes. For Cecilia Mbinya, I vote yes. For Stella Ndinda Mudhoka, I vote yes.
Honorable Constance Zioki Mbula.
Thank you, Madam Speaker. With a clear mind, I'll vote Onesimus Mutisia. I'll vote no. Cecilia Mbinya Sereka, I vote no. Stella Ndinda Mudhoka, I vote no.
Honorable Daniel Muindi Musyoka.
Thank you, Madam Speaker. With a lot of energy, for the removal of 3 officers, Onesimus Muya Mutisia, I vote yes. Madam Mrs. Cecilia Mbinya Sereka, I vote yes. Stella Ndinda Mudhoka, I vote yes.
Honorable Daniel Ndwiki Mutinda.
Thank you, Madam Speaker. For Onesimus Muya Mutisia, I vote yes. For Cecilia Mbinya Sereka, I vote yes. For Ms. Stella Ndinda Mudhoka, I vote yes.
Honorable Dixon Maundu Musyoki.
Thank you, Madam Speaker. I am an adult of a sound mind, and for Onesimus Muya Mutisia, I vote yes. For Cecilia Mbinya, I vote yes. And for Stella, I vote yes. Thank you.
Honorable Dominic Maida Ndonye.
Madam Speaker, on the second accused, Mr. Onesimus Muya Mutisia, and to stem sexual appetite by public officers to their juniors, I vote a big yes. For disability to be respected and not be presumed as a privilege for Honorable Mrs. Cecilia Mbinya Sereka, I vote yes. And for secretaries to own up to what they write and stand before any court of law and own that ownership, for Madam Stella Ndinda Mudhoka, I vote yes.
Honorable Dominic Ndambuki Mulwa.
For Onesmus Moya, I vote yes. For Cecilia Mbinya Sereka, I vote yes. For Stella Ndinda Mudhoka, I vote yes.
Honorable Douglas Musyoka Mwema.
Thank you, Madam Speaker. For Honorable Onesmus Muya Mutisia, I vote yes. For Honorable Cecilia Mbinya Sereka, I vote yes. And for Ms. Stella Ndinda Mudhoka, I vote yes.
Honorable Eric Musembi Wambua.
Thank you, Madam Speaker. Muya Mutisia, yes. Bina Sereka, yes. Stella Ndinda, I vote yes.
Honorable Fahia Abdi Haji.
Thank you, Madam Speaker. For Mr. Onesmus Muya Mutisia, I vote yes. For Mrs. Cecilia Mbinya Sereka, I vote yes. And for Mrs. Stella Ndinda Mudhoka, I vote yes.
Honorable Felix Ngui Mutunga.
Thank you, Madam Speaker. As I vote for this serious motion as to adopt the report, I want to take this opportunity to wish you a happy birthday. It's Madam Speaker's birthday today. Happy birthday. Happy birthday, Madam Speaker.
Thank you.
And Madam Speaker, to prepare our women from the women heater in the County Public Service Board, I vote yes for the removal of one Onesmus Muya. For sanity to prevail in this county, I vote yes for the removal of one Cecilia Mbinya Sereka. And for fairness to be exercised in our county employees, I want to vote yes for one Stella Ndinda Mudhoka. Thank you, Madam Speaker.
Honorable Francis Kitaka Chialo.
Thank you, Madam Speaker. It is important to realize that we are living in difficult times. Our people have no employment, and yet we have people receiving double salaries and extraneous allowances. To bring sanity, I vote Mr. Onesmus, for the removal of Mr. Onesmus Muya Mutisia, I vote yes. Mrs. Cecilia Mbinya Sereka, I vote yes. Ms. Stella Ndinda Mudhoka, I vote yes.
Honorable Francis Mwaniki Ngunga.
Thank you, Madam Speaker. I can see the House is silent, and this is the way I'm going to vote, and it's obvious that for Onesmus Muya Mutisia, I vote a big no. For Cecilia Mbinya, I vote a big no. And for the other one is who? The other one we are removing is who? Stella, I vote no. And for this process that is removing them, I vote no.
Honorable Grace Bahati.
Thank you, Madam Speaker. For the safety of my fellow sisters and mothers in our county, I do vote yes for Onesmus Muya Mutisia. I do also vote yes for Cecilia Mbinya Sereka. I also do vote yes for Ms. Stella Ndinda Mudhoka. Thank you.
Honorable Helen Deti Mweni.
Madam Speaker, I am one person who hates impunity and acrimony. And for Machakos County to progress, I am voting as follows. Onesmus Muya, yes. Cecilia Sereka, yes. Stella Ndinda Mudhoka, yes.
Honorable Irene Mulu Mbithe.
Thank you, Madam Speaker. For the removal of Onesimus Muya Mutisia, I vote yes. Miss Cecilia Mbinya Sereka, I vote yes. Miss Stella Ndinda Mudhoka, I vote yes.
Honorable Jeremiah Kaloi.
Thank you, Madam Speaker. This county has to be cleaned. In that regard, Mr. Onesimus Muya Mutisia, I vote yes. Cecilia Mbinya Sereka, I vote yes. Mrs. Stella Ndinda Mudhoka, I vote yes. Thank you so much.
Honorable Joanna Munyao.
Thank you, Madam Speaker. In exercise of my function for being a representative for Mutituni Ngelani Ward, I vote yes for Onesimus Muya Mutisia. I vote yes for Cecilia Mbinya Sereka and yes for Stella Ndinda Mudhoka. Thank you.
Honorable John Brian Kisila.
Madam Speaker, first before I vote, I would like to thank my colleagues who we worked tirelessly on this report, led by my very able chairman, Stephen Manthi, and Madam Bahati as the vice chairman, fellow members, Philip Ndolo and Lucky Raphael. We did a lot of work, and we thank the House for giving us the opportunity to serve you. Madam Speaker, hii imeenda. Na hii imeenda. For this guy called Onesimus, I was privy to what he did to two ladies. I witnessed a very sad case where ladies came to us. They cried for justice. And justice must be done and must also be seen to be done.
Point of information.
So, Madam Speaker,
Point of information.
Madam Speaker, for Onesimus, for harassing women in this assembly,
Point of
I
information.
vote yes.
Mheshimiwa PK.
Yes, Honorable Brian Kisila, we are voting, we are not discussing.
Madam Speaker, I don't need to be informed by that member. I was just trying to justify why I'm voting yes. Onesimus is one man who has harassed women in this county. Yes, I vote yes. For Cecilia Mbinya Sereka, someone who loves practicing nepotism, including employing two of his children in this county without following the due process, I vote yes. And for Madam Stella Ndinda Mudhoka, for chairing serious, irregular committees where they employ people haphazardly and raising our wage bill to 55 instead of the stipulated 35%, I vote yes.
Honorable Joseph Mulinge Musyoki.
Thank you, Madam Speaker. For Onesimus Muya Mutisia, I vote yes. For Cecilia Mbinya Sereka, I vote yes. Lastly, for Stella Ndinda Mudhoka, I vote yes.
Honorable Joshua Mwonga Kiilu.
Thank you, Madam Speaker. And for the interests of this county, and in solidarity with members who were promoted and now they will lose that promotion, I'm here to stand with the workers of this county, and I do abstain.
Honorable Julius Munyoki Mutuku. Honorable Justus Mutuku Mulwa.
Thank you, Madam Speaker. And these are the results for our Monyo ward. The removal of Onesimus Moya Mutisia, I vote yes. Miss Cecilia Mbina Sereka, I vote yes. Miss Stella Ndinda Mudhoka, I vote yes. Thank you, Madam Speaker.
Honorable Lloyd Mutua.
Thank you, Madam Speaker, and happy birthday. On this motion, this is how I'll make my decision. Onesimus Muya Mutisia, I vote no. Cecilia Binya Sereka, I vote no. And Stella Ndinda Mudhoka, I vote no.
Honorable Margaret Ndalana Mudheu.
Thank you, Madam Speaker. With my faith, Cecilia, I vote no. Stella, no. Onesimus, no. May God have mercy on you.
Honorable Mary Kituku Ndenya.
Thank you, Madam Speaker. For Onesimus Mutisia, I vote yes. For Madam Cecilia Sereka, I vote yes. For Madam Stella Mudhoka, I vote yes.
Honorable Matthew Wilson Dunda.
Thank you, Honorable Speaker. For sanity and for holistic development to be enhanced, this is my votes. Onesimus, I vote yes. He must go home. For Binya Sereka, yes. And Stella Ndinda Mudhoka, yes.
Honorable Matthias Moasia.
Thank you, Madam Speaker. For Mr. Onesimus Muya Mutisia, yes. Mrs. Celia Mbinya Sereka, I vote yes. Mrs. Stella Ndinda Mudhoka, I vote yes. Go home.
Honorable Mercy Njagi.
Thank you, Madam Speaker. For Mr. Onesimus Muya Mutisia, I vote no. Miss Cecilia Mbinya Sereka, I vote no. Miss Stella Ndinda Mudhoka, I vote no.
Honorable Paul Muli Mwanzia.
Madam Speaker, for Onesimus Muya Mutisia, I vote yes. Cecilia Mbinya Sereka, I vote yes. Stella Ndinda Mudhoka, I vote yes.
Honorable Paul Musila Mwoki.
Madam Speaker, for sanity to be realized and for the new broom in the counties to sweep cleanest, the looker for must go. And because one looker stepped aside earlier in the day, he not only stepped aside but walked away, we deal with the three. For George Kioko Luka, I vote yes. Not George Onesimus Muya Mutisia, I vote yes, he must go. Cecilia Mbina Sereka, yes, she must go. Stella Ndinda Mudhoka, yes, she must go. Thank you.
Honorable Paul Wambua Mutua.
Thank you, Madam Speaker, and happy birthday. I got stuck in the morning, but now I'm here. For Onesimus Muya, I vote yes. For Stella, yes. And Cecilia, yes. Thank you.
Honorable Penina Kisangai Kanini.
Thank you, Madam Speaker.
Thank you, Madam Speaker. For Mr. Onesimus Muya Mutesia, I vote yes. Cecilia Mbina Seleka, I vote yes. Stella Dinda Muthoka, I vote yes.
Honorable Peter Kilonzo.
Oh, yes, Madam Speaker, Vox Populi, Vox Dei, the voice of people is the voice of God. For the aforementioned, Onesimus Moya Mutisia, I vote yes. Cecilia Binya Sereka, I vote yes. Stella Ndinda Mudhoka, I vote a big yes.
Honorable Philip Ndolo Mutua.
Thank you, Madam Speaker, and happy birthday to you. For Onesimus Muya Mutisia, I vote yes. Cecilia Mbinya Sereka, I vote yes. Stella Ndinda Mudhoka, I vote yes.
Honorable Phoebe Mawa Koki.
Thank you, Madam Speaker. I'm Phoebe Koki, a special elected member by the Maendeleo Chapter Party. Number one, for Onesimus Muya Mutisia, I vote no. Ms. Cecilia Mbinya Sereka, I vote no. And Ms. Stella Ndinda Mudhoka, I vote no.
Honorable Rose Wavinya Benjamin. Honorable Rosina Wambua Kanini.
Thank you, Madam Speaker. Kindly note with capital letters. For sanity to be seen in Machakos County, Onesimus Muya Mutisia, I vote yes. Cecilia Mbinya Sereka, I vote yes. Stella Ndinda Mudhoka, I vote yes.
Honorable Ruth Wanjiru Kamau.
Thank you, Madam Speaker. I, Ruth Wanjiru, being of sober mind and in full control of my faculties, I vote for Mr. Onesimus Muya Mutisia, yes. For Cecilia Mbinya Sereka, yes. And Ms. Stella Ndinda Mudhoka, yes.
Honorable Vincent Nzioka Mutie.
Thank you. Madam Speaker, to recompense the ladies who have been abused in the hands of Onesimus Muya, I vote yes. To restore order in the public sector and more so in the employment, hiring, promotion, and payment of staff in the public service. For the removal of Cecilia Mbinya Sereka, I vote yes. To restore order also in how we do things and the image of Machakos, and for indeed for it to be the place to be, as it were, I vote out Stella Ndinda Mudhoka. Let them go home.
Honorable Winfred Mutua Sionindi.
Thank you, Madam Speaker, for this opportunity. Our ladies have suffered enough because of sexual molestation. I vote for Onesimus, yes, to go home quickly. I vote for Miss Cecilia Mbinya, yes, and I vote for Stella Ndinda Mudhoka, yes. Let them go home.
You're done. You're done. Okay. We are still in session. So now, members, these are the results. For Onesmus Muya Mutisia, there were 48 yes. And 9 no's. All right. For Cecilia Mbinya Sereka, there were 48 yes. And the no's were 9. For Stella Ndinda Mudhoka, yes were 48. And no were 9. Only one honorable member abstained. It goes without saying that ayes have it. No. Sorry? Next order.
Order number 9, motion, County Wards Equitable Development Fund.
May I call upon Nicholas Nzioka to proceed?
Thank you, Madam Speaker. Honorable Speaker.
Members, this particular motion is equally important, so let's just stick around.
Thank you, Madam Speaker. Honorable Speaker, I beg to move the motion that pursuant to Article 37 and 119 of the Constitution of Kenya, this County Assembly resolves to petition the National Assembly individually and collectively as the County Assembly Forum via the annexed draft petition for the National Assembly to intervene and ensure, 1, that the County Wards Equitable Development Fund be incorporated in the proposed constitutional amendment bill before the National Assembly by the Honorable Stephen Mule, Member of Parliament, and the Honorable Gishimu Yidhenji, Member of Parliament, alongside other proposed funds, namely the National Government Constituency Development Fund, the National Government Affirmative Action Fund, the Senate Oversight Fund, and the Economic Stimulus and Empowerment Fund, either prior to the publication of the said bill or before it is referred to the Senate in accordance with the rules of procedure of Parliament. Number 2, that the proposed constitutional amendment bill is in amending Article 204 of the Constitution should provide for the following with respect to County Wards Equitable Development Fund. 1, that each county government shall allocate funds comprising of a certain percentage of the respective total counties' annual budget estimates, or as shall be advised by the Commission on Revenue Allocation during the enactment of the County Allocation of Revenue Act to cater for the County Wards Equitable Development Fund. 2, that all monies allocated to County Wards Equitable Development Fund shall be considered as funds allocated towards pursuant to Article 206, 2C, to be administered in accordance with the provisions of an Act of Parliament, and 3, that Parliament shall enact a legislation to provide for the administration of the County Wards Equitable Development Fund. Madam Speaker, I wish to invite or to call upon the Minority Leader to second my motion.
Minority Leader, please. I now propose the question that pursuant to Article 37 and 119 of the Constitution of Kenya, this County Assembly resolves to petition the National Assembly individually and collectively as the County Assembly's Forum via the next draft petition for the National Assembly to intervene and ensure, 1, that the County Wards Equitable Development Fund be incorporated in the proposed constitutional amendment bill before the National Assembly by the Honorable Speaker, the Honorable Stephen Mule, MP, Honorable Member of Parliament, and the Honorable Gishimo Githinji, Honorable Member of Parliament, alongside other proposed funds, namely the National Government Constituencies Development Fund, National Government Affirmative Action Fund, the Senate Oversight Fund, and the Economic Stimulus and Empowerment Fund, either prior to the publication of the said bill or before it is referred to the Senate in accordance with the rules of procedure of Parliament. Number 2, that the proposed constitutional amendment bill in amending Article 204 of the Constitution should provide for the following with respect to County Wards Equitable Development Fund. Roman 1, that each county government shall allocate funds comprising of a certain percentage of the respective total county's annual budget estimates, or as shall be advised by the Commission on Revenue Allocation during the enactment of the County Allocation of Revenue Act, to cater for the County Wards Equitable Development Fund. Roman 2, that all monies allocated to County Wards Equitable Development Fund shall be considered as funds allocated to wards pursuant to Article 206 2C to be administered in accordance with the provisions of an Act of Parliament, and Roman 3, that the Parliament shall enact a legislation to provide for the administration of the County Wards Equitable Development Fund. I now invite the members to debate this motion. Mheshimiwa Maitha.
Madam Speaker, if only that we are guided by standing orders, this motion would have taken precedence over the motion that has just passed. Madam Speaker, the matter of Ward Development Fund is an non-negotiable issue that no member can even dare attempt to object its existence. Madam Speaker, honorable members of county assemblies have tried in vain to have this fund being in existence for them to be able to take or achieve the spirit of devolution by taking the services to the ground to the people. Therefore, thus, Madam Speaker, I support this motion in totality. I support this petition in totality, just because of one simple reason: that honorable members of county assemblies can be able to achieve the spirit of devolution, the objectives of devolution, by being able to take services closer to the people, Madam Speaker. So, without much ado, Madam Speaker, honorable members who have been elected and present in this house, Madam Speaker, in their own consciousness and in their own sobriety of minds, Madam Speaker, will not even attempt to object this petition. So I support this motion, Madam Speaker, and with the shortest time possible, as specified by the petitions, as by our standing orders, a maximum of 30 minutes, Madam Speaker, is too much. 10 minutes are enough to put the question so that this petition can proceed to the National Assembly. Thank you, Madam Speaker. I second the petition.
Thank you, Honorable Member. Honorable Kavyu.
Thank you, Madam Speaker. I support the report on the grounds of that if the dream of the counties having the Ward Development Fund is actualized, this will empower the people at the grassroots, and I also think this will also provide an opportunity for the members of the county assembly to actualize and maybe realize they're independent, because most of the time they are held hostage because of development issues. This will contribute towards setting them free. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Mheshimiwa Dawa, give you an opportunity.
Thank you, Honorable Speaker. I'm Judas Ndawa, the MCA Matu Ward. representing the great people of Matu. Honorable Speaker, I will start by congratulating my majority leader for coming up with this noble motion. Honorable Speaker, if we talk of ward, if we talk of the how resources are supposed to be distributed, I think the ward is the center of all problems. Honorable Speaker, even if we talk of the national, we talk of the county, finally we'll go to the county, to the ward level. So, Honorable Speaker, the motion is 100% okay. And I'm thanking Honorable Member for coming up with this motion. Honorable Speaker, the elected MCS suffer a lot. Honorable Speaker, during the polling day, when the electors are casting their votes, they cast votes to 6 office bearers, starting from the MCA to the president. And once the results are announced, the only person who remains on the ground, who the electorate can meet every morning and every time they want to see him or her, is the elected member of County Assembly. And Honorable Speaker, as you are aware, we have ward offices that this assembly has facilitated, that we have at least somewhere where we can be meeting our electors so that we can get their views. Honorable Speaker, giving an example of my 2 ward office. When I sit in the office to receive clients coming to my office, Honorable Speaker, 80% of the visitors who come to that office are coming to request for assistance. And in most cases, it requires financial support. And as you are aware, Honorable Speaker, there is no budget for that office to facilitate the electorate. Honorable Speaker, when we are campaigning, we normally make promises to our electorates. And we make promises without having the funds to do the project. Honorable Speaker, there is a difference between a word or a need and the other word is in demand. A need is something that you require to have and you don't have the finance. Demand is something that you desire to have and you have the financial marshal. Honorable Speaker, all what we get are just needs because we don't have the supporting budget. So, Honorable Speaker, I beg my colleagues here to agree with the move of the motion that we approve that the National Assembly pass a national legislation which can allow us to have ward fund. And also the count and quarters of the county governor to set aside funds for the ward. Honorable Speaker, this is going to be cure to 80% of the problems that MCAs and the electorate face. So I support the motion.
Thank you very much, Mheshimiwa Alphonse. Then Mheshimiwa Kaloi.
Thank you, Madam Speaker. My name is Alphonse Mutinda, representing the great people of Kiva Ward. Madam Speaker, as I can see, each and everyone, honorable members, we are here in the house, I can comment that we are all reading the same scripture. And I hand you, with all due respect, instead of laboring in something which we are what do we call it?
Not opposed to.
Of something which we are all agreed. Can't see the reason on laboring on the same issue. So I urge you to put the question and we move on. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Honorable Member. I now put the question that pursuant to Article 37 and 119 of the Constitution of Kenya, this County Assembly resolves to petition the National Assembly individually and collectively as the County Assembly's forum, vide annexed draft petition for the National Assembly to intervene and ensure that the County Wards Equitable Development Fund be incorporated in the proposed constitutional amendments bill before the National Assembly by Honorable Stephen Mule, MP, and Honorable Geshimu Githinchi, MP, alongside other proposed funds, namely the National Government Constituencies Development Fund, the National Government Affirmative Action Fund, the Senate Oversight Fund, and the Economic Stimulus and Empowerment Fund, either prior to the publication of the said bill or before it is referred to the Senate in accordance with the rules of procedure of Parliament. That the proposed constitutional amendment bill in amending Article 204 of the Constitution should provide for the following with respect to County Wards Equitable Development Fund: that each county government shall allocate funds comprising of a certain percentage of the respective total county's annual budget estimates, or shall be advised by the Commission on Revenue Allocation during the enactment of the County Allocation of Revenue Act to cater for County Wards Equitable Development Fund. That all monies allocated to County Wards Equitable Development Fund shall be considered as funds allocated to wards pursuant to Article 206 2C to be administered in accordance with the provisions of an Act of Parliament. And finally, that the Parliament shall enact a legislation to provide for the administration of the County Wards Equitable Development Fund. As many of the opinion say yes, yes. As many as of the opinions say no, nay. I'm sorry. The ayes have it. Next order.
Order number 10, motion, agricultural inputs distribution and issuance policy.
May I call upon Charles Mbuva proceed and move the motion?
Madam Speaker, thank you very much for granting me the opportunity. Madam Speaker, I want to seek your permission. I would request to defer my motion. Madam Speaker, I am in a celebratory mood, and you know, I would want, and members also would want time to get a moment of celebrating, and for those who are mourning, we would also require some time to mourn gracefully. I ask your indulgence that I defer my motion to a later date. Thank you, Madam Speaker.
The motion is deferred to another date. Maybe to be notified? To be notified? Thank you very much. Members? There's no big. There's another order. Next order.
Order number 11, motion, adjournment of the House.
Mheshimiwa Majority Leader, proceed.
Thank you, Madam Speaker. And first of all, I want to thank Mheshimiwa Charles Mbova for really reading the mood of the House. I also want to congratulate the members for acting with their conscience, and that in the history of this House, it will be recorded that you actively cleaned up the civil service of Machakos. Honorable Speaker, that aware that the first session of the Third Assembly commenced on 27 September 2022, aware that pursuant to Standing Order 25, Sub-Order 1, the Assembly approved an Assembly calendar on 18th October 2022, and aware that the calendar provides for the sittings and the recess for the House. Aware that Standing Order 25, Sub-Order 4, provides that the Assembly may, by resolution, alter its calendar or the adjournment date. Further, aware that Standing Order 151, Sub-Order 6A, provides that the House Business Committee shall prepare and, if necessary, from time to time adjust the assembly calendar with the approval of the House. Acknowledging that there is need for members of this House to hold committee meetings on Wednesday, 30th November 2022, to generate business for the House. Honorable Speaker, pursuant to Standing Order 25, Sub-Order 4, I wish to move the motion that this House adjourns its sitting from 29th November 2022 to resume on the 6th December 2022 to allow Assembly committees hold meetings to generate business for the House. Madam Speaker, I request the chairman of the decentralized unit, Mheshimiwa Brian Kisila, to second.
Thank you, my able majority leader. I stand here as Mheshimiwa Brian Kisila from Mwala to second. And I think, Madam Speaker, we have a lot of business still pending in this House. We have a supplementary budget coming. And we also have CIDP, which is coming. So, Madam Speaker, I'm sure we'll have ample time so that we can deliberate on the same and pass them before the holidays start. So I second.
Thank you, Mheshimiwa Kisila. I now call the mover of the motion.
Thank you, Madam Speaker. I don't have so much to say because as my seconder has said, there are a lot of tasks ahead and we are able to generate the business for the House as we resume. Thank you, Madam Speaker.
I now propose the question, put the question, sorry. Yes. I now put the question that this House adjourns its sitting from today, 29th November 2022, to resume on 6th December 2022 to allow Assembly committees hold meetings to generate business for the House. As many as are of the opinion say aye.
Aye.
As many are of the contrary opinion say nay. The ayes have it. Then the House adjourns to Tuesday, 6th December 2022 at 10 in the morning.
Happy birthday.
Happy birthday to